your insight. And we now shift to South America, and relatives, friends and lawmakers have gathered at Colombia's Congress to bid farewell to a senator and presidential hopeful who is Miguel Uribe. The 39-year-old died 2 months after being shot in the head at a campaign rally while vying for his party's presidential nomination. Authorities have arrested 6 suspects, including 2 men accused of plotting the assassination in Medellin. Officials call the attack the worst political violence in 2 decades. At the ceremony, Uribe's widow, Claudia Tarazona, remembered him as a man who loved music, chess and his family, urging Colombians to reject violence and revenge. Uribe's casket, draped in the national flag and surrounded by white flowers, was carried into the Congress's elliptical hall before mourners held a candlelight vigil at the shooting site. Let's now listen to Claudia Tarazona, Miguel Uribe's widow.
Que ojalá se haga justicia, porque la justicia fortalece la democracia. Que los seres humanos respondan por sus actos hace un país justo. Y debe haber justicia, no solo por Miguel, sino por una Colombia entera que merece vivir.
Well, Defence Minister Pedro Sanchez says an FARC dissident commander linked to the killing was recently slain by rival ELN rebels in Venezuela. Investigators believe that a Segunda Marquetalia group led by Ivan Marquez may have played a role in the June 7th attack. Let's now hear what Pedro Sanchez had to say.
Frente a ello, las conclusiones que hemos tenido en materia de inteligencia es que una línea apunta a una conexión muy importante entre los autores de este magnicidio con uno de los grupos armados organizados criminales que delinquen aquí en Colombia, que es el cartel de la Segunda Marqueta.
Well, joining us to discuss this death and the significance of it, Martin Sarareyas, a foreign affairs expert, joining us live from Germany. Martin, as always, a pleasure to be speaking with you. Of course, wishing we were speaking about something slightly more positive, but what's the significance of a death of this magnitude, of course, in an attack at a rally, being shot to the head?
I mean, this is a tragedy for Colombia, for the stability of the political environment. We're going to see that, unfortunately, this horrible attack will be used for political gains, and it's going to be politicized by both sides. Now we're start hearing a lot of allegedly conclusions from both sides. A lot of people in the opposition are blaming the current government because Uribe was part of the right-wing opposition. On the other hand, we see the current government blaming the opposition for well, not officially, but a lot of voices saying that this is a false flag attack in order to gain the next elections. So this is going to be politicized, but it needs to be clarified. And the current government has published that they will need the assistance of the U.S. to investigate this incident. And until now, there's no clear evidence of the person to blame for this magnitude.
Yes, Martin, before we do move on, is an attack like this a risk to democracy in Colombia?
Of course. We're seeing that we're coming back to those years in Colombia where mafias and where the organized crime and the political revenges between parties are taking over the stability of Colombia. Right now, there's absolutely no clue who is the responsible. Hopefully, there will be the investigations that are needed to clear this magnitude, but we're seeing like an increase of violence in the political arena.
Yes, Martin, thank you ever so much for the insights on that information. If you do, please stay with us. We're briefly going to have a look at 2 planes